mystery. So, Brian, you said you love setting people up.
No, the more interesting question is, why don't you want to set up your single
I've
friends?
never been asked, and
Why don't you go ahead and ask your team? Is that a requirement?
okay, Team Jannelle, is it a
Jannelle,
requirement?
will you please set me up?
Is it a requirement for me to set up my friends, my single friends?
Every setup situation I've heard of has been instigated by someone asking if they'd be interested in being set up with a friend. I think you're waiting around for a scenario that just doesn't happen, though. Honestly, like I don't think people ask for that, do they? Kelly?
I mean, sometimes.
Maybe if you know they have a friend that you want to be set up with.
Yeah.
But what about the open-ended, like, I'd love to be set up with a random person I don't know?
No, usually people don't ask like that.
It's kind of hard because like I've had friends where they're like, oh, like here's some people, and but like you know it's not somebody you would be interested in, so you don't want to like be offensive.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like this weird kind of like, it's difficult because I think it's a way of meeting people, but it's hard because you have to keep personalities and not just everyone's a fit.
Yeah.
So it gets complicated. It's not bad. I would rather somebody ask and know that they're caring than not, but it could be interesting.
Mike says, so then will you be collecting listeners' ages, locations, etc.? Angie, what's up, girl? What's up? Also, you got to realize you've worked, and I don't know how long Sarah has worked, but I've been a stay-at-home mom, and so my circle with homeschooling and staying at home hasn't been that kind of circle, you know? Now, Len works, but guys, I don't know, that's not an environment he's in. Charles says, good morning, my family. I cannot hear you because I'm in the meeting. Wow. But I did want to tell you all good morning. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Make sure.
Wow.
Did you hear what he said? Make sure and tag me when Kelly sings. What is it? Word on the street is that she has an amazing voice.
Oh, wow, that's very sweet.
So tell us a story.
I got set up once.
You did. How did that happen? Tell us how it went.
I had developed a good friendship with a gal I worked with in a summer job. Same summer job where I met Sarah, by the way. It was before I met Sarah. And we were really good friends. She had a long-term boyfriend. They ended up getting married. They're married.
Oh, cool.
Now. And she wanted to set me up with her best friend, who was the little sister of a girl in my class. Mm-hmm. And so she was like, hey, maybe we could like do a double date. I was like, all right, sure, whatever. So we went on a double date.
And how did it go?
I mean, the girl was nice, but it was like, it's just obviously not a good fit.
Yeah.
We went mini golfing, which is fine at the Mega Mall, at the Mall of America.
Yeah.
She wore a mini skirt.
Oh my God.
And so I got a big kick out of watching her trying to pick up the ball.
Oh my God.
So what she would do, I have to be over where people can see. She'd have to be like.
Oh, that stinks.
Like trying to get the ball out of the hole in a miniskirt because you can't bend over.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I mean, if she
crazy.
would have known me at all, I would have been like, "Why are you wearing a miniskirt? Weird. Don't do that.
That is
you don't
crazy.
need to do that. I'm not into that."
Now you remind me that Len actually had a friend that I thought was like had his life together. He's super sweet.
Went down the down escalator, had cash.
No, like
didn't take girls to booty call.
Very like in shape. He actually works for the government. I want to say it's the Air Force because it's in Dayton something. Anyways, it's those jobs that are like he can't ever tell us what he does.
Oh wow.
And I get a kick out of asking him because he gets like he'll be like, I can't tell you. Like you can't. It's this big mystery. It's super weird. But I thought he was so handsome and so educated. And so I would tell my friends or my friends would ask about him. But then he would get awkward. Like if we talked about it, so I'm like, I'm not about to sit two people down and one's mad that they're getting set up. That's the closest I've gotten because I thought he was a good catch. But
my aunt and uncle met on a blind date.
Oh, that's cool.
My cousin.
Not Aunt Twee.
No.
Okay.
My cousin and her husband met speed dating.
What?
You ever heard of speed dating?
I've heard of speed networking. So please explain. Was this at a church?
No. It was
Okay.
at like a restaurant. So they rented out the restaurant, and there's a bunch of tables, and there's an equal number of guys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
The guys the women are seated at one side of the table. Just picture like the inside of a circle.
Mm-hmm.
They're seated there, and then there's like a stopwatch. You got 5 minutes, and the guy sits at a chair in front of a woman. Clock starts. You got 5 minutes. Bell rings. You get up, move one chair to the left,
Wow.
and then at the end, everybody gets a minute afterwards to like rate people, and if you end up if two people circle each other,
Yeah.
they'll connect you with phone numbers. So this was before the internet and
Oh
such,
my goodness, that sounds fun.
and it worked out for them. They met speed
That
dating.
sounds fun.
Yeah.
Angie says, I got set up once, went out with this guy, and then he started getting creepy. He said he was going to rent an apartment for us to live in after only going out with him once. Weird. I had to let that one go.
Yeah,
oh,
good move.
My goodness.
Awkward.
Good.
Did you ever get set up or go on a blind date or anything?
No, never blind dates, never set up. But I met Len when I was 18, so I didn't do a lot of dating.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, there was one time where somebody connected me to someone just through like text, like, hey, like here's our phone numbers. But the thing is, then they just like stopped texting. I was like, oh, awkward. Okay, like you need to hold a conversation.
Wow.
Like you need to be able to
Yeah.
like at least try. But it was like, like gotta show some effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, Antoine.
Mandy. Yeah, I know a couple that
Oh,
met
Mandy.
online, and they just celebrated last week their 10th anniversary. Their ministry together. They met like on a dating site. And I always, in the beginning, now this was 10 years ago, I was like, whoa, let's see how that one goes. But it's been like awesome for them. So yeah, that's
Wouldn't
how
arranged
they-
marriages be easier then?
A little bit, probably.
My grandma grew up in Ross Salt, South Dakota. She was born in 1912.
Uh-huh.
Her parents, this is how they met and got married. So, because that would have been in the late 1800s, right? So they were, in the same town as these two boys, her and her sister. So the parents set things up so that one day the two boys came over, met the two sisters, and then the boys went in the closet and decided which one each one would get.
Oh my goodness. That's a problem. What if they both like the same girl?
And they toss a coin, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Either way, they're both coming out with a wife, I'll tell you that.
That is crazy.
And then came a bunch of kids. My grandma was the youngest of a whole bunch.
Oh, wow. You know what, though? Well,
And you're over there like, I don't know if I like his degree.
Degree. There is one girl I know. Her marriage was straight up arranged, and she's very American, and it happened in church. And I think it's worked out fine so far, I heard. Angie says, what? That's weird. Mandy says, that's crazy. Mandy's on vacation in St. Augustine. That's in Florida, right?
I don't know. Sandra said my father-in-law set me up with his son. We've been married for 30 years.
Oh, that's
Wow.
cool. It's interesting.
What are you doing?
Yeah, no. I have not been set up.
Would you set up one of your kids if you met a nice kid?
If I met a nice girl, I would mention her. Len's mom did that. She met me first and went home and told him about me. And then my friend...
What'd she say?
She was like, oh, there's this sweet girl and whatever. She went on about how I looked. And
What'd she say?
Because his mom used to work at Oberlin College. Mike says 2 of my aunts married brothers. Oh, I want my boys to marry sisters, but that's not gonna happen. They had to make a pact. Isaiah and Elijah had to make a pact. That's why I was talking about those brothers, because they were like, they had to agree about if they like I think it almost happened one time, and they were like, listen, if that ever happens, quickly we resolve. Like, we're not gonna get into like, we both like a girl. That's just awkward when boys are very close in age.
Just to have you prepare for something, we have good friends who, there's another couple, they're our age basically. I mean, closer to my age than yours, but
Okay.
She has 4 other siblings. There's 5 kids in the family. They had one summer, 3 weddings.
Oh,
3 of the 5
my
kids got married the same
gosh.
summer.
I would have a family meeting and be like, y'all can't wait a year.
They would have. You would have nothing
No,
to
I
say
know.
about it.
Wow, that could happen with my 3 oldest boys. But then you never know, because one can marry early.
Len better get some overtime going.
Oh, we ain't not paying for their wedding. Are we Hispanic? And the woman pays the wedding, so we don't do that.
That'll start a wonderful relationship with your
We're
children's
not
in-laws.
paying for it. That's what Len did. He didn't pay for the wedding. He paid for the ring and the honeymoon. That's what the man pays for. He did not, and he's American. He did not give a dime for the wedding. Thank you. Angie said, my dad and his brother married my mom and her sister too. Maybe that was the thing back then. That is really cool to do that. That's really, really cool. I think the boys have like twins. I don't know.
So I
That
can
would
just
be
picture
weird.
it. Mom, I'd like you to meet the girl and her parents that, we're going to get married. We're engaged now. You'd be like, just so you know, I'm not paying for nothing.
If you're a boy, you better save up for that ring.
You and your daughter better be working because I'm not doing nothing.
Gosh. Isn't that the American tradition? I could look that up right now.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Oh, please. I'm traditional up in here.
Sarah and I thought it would be most equitable for us to ask our parents to split it. Our parents split the cost of our wedding.
That's great.
I'm not doing nothing.
I'm glad that worked for you, Brian. Danella, what's up? Angie, what's up? Mandy, thank you for tuning in with us. Sandra, you're so annoying. You just want to say something.
By the way,
go ahead.
Of all your 5 kids, guess which one's gonna have the biggest, most audacious, loud wedding?
Elijah.
Raina.
Rena,
And you're gonna pay for the whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
No, well, it depends.
Yeah. Oh, now it depends.
Depends how old she is.
Now it depends.
It depends how old she is.
No. Girls' parents pay for the whole thing.
Angie said, not paying for nothing. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's right. That's right.
But when Raina comes along, there'll be a reason why you don't have to pay.
No, I'm just paying. We'll probably end up paying for Raina's. My parents paid for mine, but they didn't pay for my sister because she was like 30. She had a job. So what do you look like telling your parents? I mean, you got an apartment. So that's what I'm saying. It depends. I hope my kids marry earlier than later. All right, y'all, let's go out in the heat. It is hot
Isaiah
outside.
could be engaged in the next few months in another country.
Not over there. It wouldn't surprise me
I love
if
when
he's
she says
engaged
stuff
over
like
here.
that. Like she has any control over that.
He ain't gonna get engaged over there.
I love when she acts like she's got. That's not gonna happen.
I know my kids.
He is grown. He is
He ain't
18.
crazy. He ain't crazy. He's grown. Talk about, mommy, how am I gonna get my food?
He's
I
18.
want him to tell me he's gonna get engaged. I'm gonna be like, weren't you talking about 6 months talking about how am I gonna eat?
That'll be a great way to start that
I'm
relationship with
just
your
playing.
son and his wife.
I'm just joking. Peace out, y'all.
At least you know you won't have to pay for anything.
You just gonna leave him on? Wow.